Yo, it's your boy Red, and before we get started with Initial D, the review of this first season, I guess, I don't know, I want to give out a birthday shout out to Marcus from your girl, fiance. She requested me to review this, and I'm glad because I love this show. And also give you a birthday shout out, happy birthday. She didn't tell me the date, but I'm guessing it's somewhere in March. But hey, thanks for watching, and I hope you like this review because I love Initial D. Actually, now that I'm older, then I've been working on my own cars and I understand more. I mean, when I was a kid and watched this, I was like, fuck, it's just cars, but the racing was cool. But now that I know the fuck's going on, like some of the things they talk about, the drifting techniques, turbos versus superchargers, all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive cars, I get it all. And I love it. I love watching this show. I love seeing the racing, the fucking commitment. That shit's crazy. This is a classic, and you're like, Red, what are you talking about? I'm like, okay, it has a lot to do with racing, but there's some other subplots going on, like our main character's, past with whatever happened between him, this guy, and this girl. What the girl's doing, she's like prostituting herself. That's what I thought when I first saw the scene, but I was like, nah. But apparently she is, and there's actually a term for that. High school prostitution or something while she's trying to date our main character. It's crazy. Shit gets cray-cray, right? But besides all that drama crap, we have racing, and that's really what the show is about, right? Fucking seeing all these different cars, talking about cars, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder. We have not seen an 8-cylinder, and I'm talking about I've watched all the way up to season 4 plus the movies, and I have not seen season 5 or the final season because it hasn't been dubbed yet. I'm waiting for that. Hopefully one day it gets dubbed. But until that day, I love these seasons. They're fucking great. Seeing all this shit. I mean, of course, in my heart, I'm a V8 guy. I love my 8-cylinder engines, but I also respect my 4-cylinder engines because that's what I got. I got nothing but 4-cylinder cars or 8-cylinder cars. I do have a 6-cylinder car too, but that's not mine, so I don't count it. But it's great to see these 4-cylinder cars going at it, and 6-cylinders. Actually, we have one 6-cylinder in this first season, and I love it. Of course, the CGI is kind of outdated. I mean, but at the time, this is fucking advanced, right? It's still not bad, and actually, you can see the differences throughout, the seasons. It gets better and better and better. I'm going to try and watch some new movies. And I go back to the first seasons and shit, so I might see that and see how they did it. 2014, I think they released it, right? So most of the time, a lot of people say this is Fast and Furious. It's actually better than Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious, probably the first movie, was the only movie where they raced and talked about cars. After that, it just became fucking Lambos on ice, skyscraping, fucking Monopoly shit, and fucking jumping out of planes with cars. This one sticks to racing cars, understanding, theories, driving skills, how to, pick your line, stuff like that, drifting. How it's kind of hard to drift an all-wheel drive vehicle like those Imprezas or the fucking Skylines. It's pretty hard. And the differences between street racing, which is what they're doing, and racing down mountains and shit, compared to racing like other people do it, just straightaways and a couple turns here and there. You see the difference in stress and struggle and stuff like that. Is great. Also get to see an underdog car, which is our main star, the Trueno, who is at this point in time at least 15 years older than all the other cars that we see in the show, and see him, this driver with this older car, able to compete with these other drivers with their newer cars. It's fucking impressive, right? I love that shit because I have a 79, but I love it, right? But I do see the differences between my carbureted car between that and the fuel injected models, but I still like both of them, right? So that's great. Now going into main cast, right, we have Takumi Fujiwara, our main character. He's been driving down the same hill all his life. Now since 7th grade, apparently he's been driving. He's around 18 now in the show, and he's been driving that shit since he was in middle school. His dad makes him take deliveries for his tofu shop, which is pretty cool. His dad makes him train. He doesn't even know that he's training. He doesn't even know anything about cars except like they take you to point A, point B, which is a lot of people in this world. They don't understand the differences between the cars, the engines, the make, the models, the suspension system. They don't know none of that. All they know is turning it on and going and putting gas in. That's basically our main character. But he grows throughout the seasons and he sees things differently and shit, right? Which is great. And after that, there's a lot of more characters, but we'll go with the cars, right? A 1983 Toyota Sprinter Terreno. From my understanding, it's carbureted twin cam instead of your standard cam in the bottom, and they both dual cam on tops. Makes for better racing, more fucking horsepower. It's fucking impressive car. Low to the ground. The light system is great. It's literally a great little car. It's called the 86 in the show because that's the designation. If you want to know more, I suggest researching, because that's how they call it in Japan. They go off either by the engine or the serial number. It's weird how they do it. Then we get a 90 fucking Mazda REX-7. These are interesting cars. I want to get one just because they have rotary engines. Rotary engine is different from a piston engine. Has a big ass plate like your distributor and a cap and rotor kind of thing, but it moves around and hits all the things. It's fucking interesting. I kind of want to get one just to get it. Overall, the Mazda did make great cars, though the rotary engine kind of got discontinued for obvious reasons. But it's still an interesting thing to have, right? We also get the newer one, the 92 Mazda RX-F. They call it an FDS3S. The other one was FC. Just designations again. The different, this is the third generation. The other one was second generation. Kind of deals. You get used to how they talk about these cars. They never actually say Mazda or Nissan or Toyota, but kind of don't want to pay them. But yeah, the 92 Mazda is probably the coolest. It has a twin turbo in this show. It's fucking impressive. But then we got a 94 Nissan Skyline. Fucking impressive. You don't see them many of these in the States because I don't think they're legal. But all-wheel drive, powerful V6 engine. The Nissan Skyline is considered the muscle car of Japan. Actually, if you look at older Nissan Skylines and shit like that, they fucking look like muscle cars in America. But there's a straight inline 6 engine, beautiful design. I don't like V6 cars personally, but hey, some of them are badass. Then we get the fucking 95 Honda Civic SIR. You still see these now today. They actually still make them, but they're not the hatchback design anymore. It's pretty impressive though, seeing a Honda Civic in this shit. That's actually the only one we see until later on. I love Hondas. I actually have a Honda and I have a Chevy, but my whole family likes Toyota, so. But I still like the Honda. It's pretty. The VTEC design is pretty cool. That's probably like what gives it an edge in most of these cars. The Nissan Sly 80. Now this is an interesting car. It has actually a lot of history to it. Have you guys ever heard of a Frankenstein? This basically is a Frankenstein. It's actually a Nissan, but they take parts from older cars and combine it because it's cheaper to put it together, and it becomes a Nissan Sly 80. Actually, you cannot find this car under the Nissan registry because it's not registered under Nissan. It's just something that street racers made and was cheap and easy to drive. The Nissan Silvia, on the other hand, is a you don't get to see much of it. It's just a quick race, but it seems an interesting car, right? 4-cylinder, pretty grip. The person who drives it in the rain. It's a fucking impressive race, actually. But yeah, these are all the cars we see in first season. There's a lot more in the other seasons, but maybe I'll review those later. But yeah, like I said, this is a great show. There's mostly about the racing. So if you're going in there and thinking about the whole drama situation, that kind of not that much. You don't see that much in it. What you want is you go in here for the cars and the racing, and that's what I wanted, and I watched it all the way through. Fucking impressive show, man. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I don't give it a 10 out of 10 just because I could see why it won't be that popular with all the people, because of the cars. Not many people like cars. I love cars. I love this show. And thanks for watching. Hit that like, hit that sub, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.